Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the very first stream ever. Um, there's not a lot to say that all these other YouTubers haven't really talked about, but I think what we're going to do is just a slightly different take on the random shit that Lilith throws at us to see how much we're willing to accept. So today, let's talk about the two newest commanders. We're going to talk about William and Chandragupta. We're going to talk about War Titan and his inability to stay in chats. We're going to make fun of the 100 million chat, which is currently ran by Killer Wolf. And probably talk a little shit about Lilith along the way. So let's get moving. First, let's talk about these two new commanders. You have William, who I have just started to build through the wheel. I think we're on our second wheel now. And all my rolls sucked because Lilith absolutely hates everyone that I know. But let's kind of take a look at what the utility is for this commander. Now, you've all heard, is this commander better with Saladin? Is he better as primary? Is he better with Genghis Khan? And the reports kind of show a couple different things so far, but let's dig into his skills a little bit. Let's kind of see what, it actually looks like here. So a couple things here. This hidden bloodline skill is very cool. On the outset, it seemed like it was going to be really great, thinking of like a Sun Tzu or even a YSG or a Guan type AoE, but no. Lilith decided to shit on us one more time by creating a tiny little rectangle that barely hits anyone. So you have to really line up like you're going in like a special little way, looking for just the right angle. Otherwise, it just shoots these little barbs out and it does nothing. So it does work pretty good when you're lined up. I will say that. So far, he's been positive trades against Kingdom 93, who have stacked, I don't know, about 600 Richards into the middle into a ball with AoE. It's like Richard and YSG, things like this. So I've got a lot of opportunity to line up and hit a very static opponent. And for that, it seems to work very well. The damage factor is pretty high, so that's really good. That's going to help us, quite a bit. The one weird one here is attack troops extra skill damage from buffs cannot take effect. This one's a big one. This is probably his biggest, benefit here, because all those skill damage effects, like from your equipment or your extra skill damage tree and things like that, they're not going to take effect. So you're rendering a whole lot of, especially skill attack players, moderately useless, or at least much lower powered. This one's pretty standard. I mean, they always give us an attack, a march speed bonus, and some type of damage bonus. Nothing really out of the way, like new. Lilith didn't try to get cute with the math on this one. On this one, this one's also kind of fairly standard Lilith stuff. While on the map, I mean, I don't guess that, the reason they're having to do this is because they assume people would stick them in flags or CFs or things like that. But what's really kind of cool about this one is if the target's surrounded, it's going to take extra damage. So this is pretty cool. Just in terms of being able to maximize like that damage there. So this is something that's moderately new that I don't think I've seen really any commanders have this kind of language. I haven't really seen it, fully in action yet, so not 100% sure how that's going to work. And of course, this one here is just increased defense. Essentially, when your first skill procs, you're going to get this skill, right? If you hit 2 or more targets, you're going to gain this increased defense. But what's really kind of cool is the increased rage. This kind of would indicate that this skill is very, very important. So that maybe you don't need it max, but just gaining rage at this level, especially paired with someone like Khan, who does a lot of rage, that's going to work out pretty good. And I'll show you in a few minutes a couple of reports, potentially, if I didn't get drunk and delete them, that show this. Now the other one, we're on our second MGE, and I'm cruising along to get this guy, but I have not yet until MG is over, but is Chandragupta. Now in testing, what we've kind of seen is attached to Attila, he is only moderately better, maybe a couple percentage, 2 or 3%. But as time goes on, as the rally lasts longer, as damage kind of increase, he becomes more powerful. So over a longer period of time, he's going to be better than potentially Takeda as a secondary. What we also noticed is using Khan, because his skill kicks off so much and this stuff stacks so often, it's extremely powerful. So in Ark of Osiris, things like that, where you don't really care if things get swarmed down, Khan and Chandra are going to be extremely potent. The reports are pretty staggering, to be honest with you. Now, going through his skills here, I guess you can kind of look at it the same way as a lot of these other ones, especially as a secondary character, which is mostly what I think he's going to be. You're really looking at these stacks. Now, each of these stacks, of course, is going to increase your damage bonus. The language here is increasing your attack by up to 15%, so pretty powerful. Stronghold, of course. I mean, that's what he's designed for. Lilith just made him to rally flags and strongholds now, in air quotations. Of course, this one is almost every commander is pretty standard. It's just simple. Look, as long as if you use Cav commanders, use only Cav. If you're one of those dumbass morons that throws archers in the wrong rally, like Killer Wolf, then it's not gonna work. It just doesn't work very good. So, man, what else is there to say about this guy? It's pretty good. I mean, on paper, the math is very, very good for Chandra. He's a very, very powerful commander. I don't think we know what's coming in terms of infantry, but for now, Khan Chandra and Attila Chandra are the two probably best rallies on the field. Alright, now that we've gotten through the normal, let's see what shit Liliths have given us today. Let's talk about one of my other favorite topics. This is something that we had all the way back to my days in 1283 and the Fuck clan, which was led by Dead Rose, who is pretty awesome. One of my really good friends, War Taunton, he's very emotional. He's very intelligent, maybe one of the smarter players in all of Raza Kingdom. But you can get under his skin pretty quick, and sometimes we do this on purpose because he has a penchant for leaving chats. So what we did in 1283, just as the story goes, we used to start some shit with Titan on purpose or convince someone else to. He would get angry and he would leave chats, and we used to place bets in a spreadsheet as to when he would leave these chats, whether it would be a day, a week. I don't think anybody ever bet more than like a week or two. So it's pretty good in that regard. But it's pretty funny. I think at some point we'll probably set up a stream and try to see if we can't egg him on. We almost got him yesterday, although it was completely unprovoked. So Hada, who's a player from SNO, who is our other main alliance here in 1177. I'm not sure why it's Snow either. I'm just thinking they're heavy cocaine users or something. But Hada had went ballistic, as you can kind of see. Let me pull up our mightiest governor here. So you can see Hada went completely ballistic, which I don't know if it's going to be smart or not because I think KE is Darren Ruin. So, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. And then, of course, Sibo used like 1/10 of his 82 years of speed ups that he gets because we're pretty sure secretly he's a Lilith employee. So he just clicks edit and changes his stats and, does whatever Russian Lilith employees do. But anyway, Hada made a comment, and I think War Titan actually. We were at the ruins, and we have this little ball thing that 93 has created, and they just stack into the ball, and that's what they do. And you can kind of see like the ruins and light and darkness. They're pretty close together. This is not very far apart. So you send a couple marches up there, you send a couple down here, join and change alliances, go in, do your thing. So anyway, you can kind of see our plan here, our great strategy, which is we're going to form a ball, and then we're going to also go down here and kill them at their pass. For anybody that's looking for a giant spoiler alert, this is it. This is the same thing we've done all 4 or 5 times before. We don't really do a lot of different stuff because, well, honestly, we're just not that smart, and it's a lot of work. We don't really like work. We're pretty lazy overall. So anyway, if you look in here, I'll just kind of lay this out here for you. I'll set the scene. That way you can see it. So up here on the top, we had a snowball. Snowball, right? Get it? Yeah, okay. So there's a ball of snow players up here. Then down at the bottom, we had our 1008, our boobies players. And I guess we were, the 93 ball was over here. So at some point, the two things all got mixed up. And I guess some SNO AOE was hitting 1008. So Titan made the comment that, hey, you know what? Snow is doing a great job of destroying 1008. Well, Hada, who was in 1008 playing, took great offense to this. And there's also a language barrier. I have no idea. I think Hada is Asian and Titan is Indian. So there's a significant language barrier gap here. And it kind of snowballed from there. I got really, really excited because I was pretty sure Titan was about to leave the chat. Because it kind of popped up and said, I'm not taking this shit anymore. And the normal stuff Titan says before he leaves, and then he comes back the next day. But I missed a good opportunity really here to egg Hada on. I should have taken that opportunity to try to convince Hada to really go all in and talk a little shit. So I missed that opportunity. If you get that opportunity, maybe it's something you can do, especially like right in the middle of when we're doing something that I'd like to win, and that I really don't want Titan to win. Okay, now let's go talk about our enemies for a few minutes. Let's talk about the great and powerful Kingdom 93. So we have 93 here, and somewhere in this mess of people, I don't think he ever comes down here very much, is the other YouTube guy, Dragothian. And I don't know if you guys have seen in Lost Kingdom chat, but I keep making all these productivity jokes, and that's who I am. I just like to joke a little bit. It's not serious, but in one of his streams, he made the comment that I don't know if he lost his job or quit his job or he hated his job or something, but that he was currently a full-time YouTuber and that he needed to get back to making 6 figures again because he just had so much productivity it couldn't be contained. Like so much productivity, like I can't contain my productivity. So I've been making fun of him ever since. And in LKC, like it'd be something like this where I say productivity is life. 6-figure productivity. All right, and then you just kind of, when you're trolling, you're just talking a little shit, making fun. You you get to just wait and see if your fishing rod catches anything. So now let's talk about the other great person, who I actually do like. I'll be honest, I do like the guy quite a bit. Lion King, who's the former king. I think he stepped down. Now he's just a regular player with a whole lot of influence. The other day, someone shared a picture of him. He was in like a white T-shirt or something. He had like a full on like terrorist beard going. Um, was really like leaned in close, like his nipples were almost touching the mirror. It was just really odd. And then someone had taken paint in like MS Paint and drew like little red nipples on. So I don't know if I can find that. I'll try to find it and add that at some point because I just think that's worth discussing overall. All right. What else do we have? Oh yeah, let's talk about, since this is the very first inaugural bun stream. Let's talk about boobies. You see, we have the boobies here, and we have like 37 R4s. I'm not really sure why we have all these R4s. I think they take shifts as to like, you know, who's gonna keep an eye on SIBO, but we're not really sure. But all these people are mostly pretty cool. The only one that's suspect really is Supa, and he's just a weird dude. I mean, I love him, but I kind of feel like if I ever partied with Supa, we might die. That's just kind of that scary level. And for any of you guys who haven't seen this KVK, this is a KVK of a lot of very powerful people, a lot of people who have, I guess, large numbers of troops and various other things. Oh man, and the greatest one of all, this guy here, you got to get to know this guy. He's a real life gynecologist. This guy is a gynecologist. The jokes that I continue to make every single day in our little leak chat, you just don't have a clue. You just don't have a clue. It's just insanity. This guy's a gynecologist. Let me just repeat that. Reach out to him if you have any female reproductive issues. He's a true gynecologist. Okay. All right. Who else here do I need to pick on today? Not really any of these people. They're all mostly pretty cool. Let's see who else got. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's talk about this guy. And then let me give you this sneak peek into the greatest chat in all of the land. And no, it's not the one you see down here called the Big Dick Plumbers. That's the chat between 1177 and 1341's biggest dicks. But it's actually this chat, the 100 million chat. The complete secret chat. Uh-oh. We have people from Chisgle's Alliance. We have our admin, Killer Wolf, who is always, as you can see, he posted this and told support to fuck themselves. This is pretty normal. I mean, it's normal. It's what he does. I mean, he's, I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this guy's even, what he's talking about. Probably still bitching about the woo bug that some people in 93 went ham on, gained 800 million power. Whatever. But mostly this is the chat where most of the best players in the game go. We also have a Discord that I created called the Kraken Discord. But in here, the god of all chat is Killer Wolf, which is really scary too, right? Because in real life, he's like a rap mogul. So he's used to women, drugs, and just saying whatever horrendous thing comes to his head. So it's just gonna be, it's always interesting. Oh, and here is also, as you can see, Sipo. We continually bitch about Lilith, and then uh, you know Lilith's response back, I guess, because we're probably not going to get the Mulan character, which I don't give a shit. Like, I didn't like that movie anyway. I'll be honest; it's like the worst of the Disney movies. So, I mean, fuck Mulan. Um, what else is there? Is there any other thing before I call this one kaputs? Oh yeah, here's our allies, which I don't know very well. We tried to invite them into our Big Dick Plumbers chat, but it didn't work because I guess while I was sleeping, they invited some in, and then they like, made a joke about the small bee kingdoms or something. I don't know, like called them baby bees or baby kingdoms or something like that. They didn't really appreciate it, so they kind of jetted. But we also over here um, got a really good story for this one too. So in 1101, I know there's a lot of videos about 1101 having a civil war, but there's this guy. His name's Alex, and let me tell you, this guy is like the hero of this KVK. So they created some MGE rules, and their mightiest governor rules were just, pretty simple, pretty standard. But you know what Alex said? I said, I don't care. I said, fuck your rules. I'm like I'm like a protester in the middle of an Atlanta street right now. I'm just gonna tear some shit up. It doesn't even matter if it has anything to do with what I'm caring about. So he did. He went and he tore it up. He just exploded MGE. He started a civil war. I mean, it was tremendous. It was super tremendous. They fought for, jeez Louise, for days. I'm trying to see if they. Nope, his little clan. I don't even see them anymore. But his alliance, they basically started a civil war and burnt them out of their own Zone 4. And for a long time, we didn't hear from Alex. So we started a movement, the Free Alex movement, which, I mean, that's kind of important. We want to free Alex because he's under the control of these Russian assholes who just won't let him be free and mighty as governor. I mean, that's all he wanted. So, I guess now he migrated out and went to 1407, which is really a shame. But that's what it is. I mean, oh, and this was the alliance that did it all, right? So this is the angry and drunk, the Russians. Let's translate and see if this says like anything about vodka. No, it's just pretty standard. I mean, kind of boring actually. Well, hey, she crazy, yeah. I mean, she got the crazy eyes, for sure. And then they have the Pope. They have somebody that's basically copying our red, but he's like, he's like 1/3 his power, so it's like the little Miss Orphan Annie bitch version. So it's not real. Yeah, I bet half his kill. Yeah. Look at this loser. Look at this loser right here. He should just uninstall the game. How terrible. Django. That's interesting. But anyway, I think that kind of covered it, right? Like, I think in the beginning we said we were going to go over the new Cav commanders, determine which one sucks the least. And here's what I'll say, going back to that. If you just want to rally shit, then Chandra sucks the least. If you are a field fighter, or you're like me and you're heavy and Ark of Osiris in the middle, then probably William sucks the least. You can never tell just because it's Lilith, but ultimately, it's not really about which commanders are great or bad. It's just really about finding out which one sucks the least, right? Like, I mean, think about this. Like, look at the progression of commanders over the history of Rock, right? Like, so originally, everyone defended with Richard and Charles. I mean, just literally, these were the only two defenders you had, like, back in the early game. And then everyone attacked with, like, some variation of Caesar and Mina and YSG and, crap like that. Well, Richard now, I mean, he's still pretty good in Ark of Osiris just because he makes the flag last a little longer. But you do have more healing. But Charles, like, complete rebirth. Like, Charles went from just a complete suck ass, like sucking commander, he's actually pretty good now, you know, and he's even pretty good in like Canyon, which is, which is, you know, pretty awesome for them to revamp it. Now, the one that sucks the most is Hannibal. There's only one person on this whole game that I know of that uses this guy. His name rhymes with Miller Moff, and he also is the admin of the 100 million chat. I don't know. He ran out. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what this guy did. He ran out with Athel and Hannibal Barca. Primary, secondary, against 93 in the last runes. I mean, you know, you got to be smoking a whole lot of dope for this. I mean, there's not almost a skill here that's worth the shit for this, right? I mean, maybe he used 3 different unit types. I don't know. I'll have to grab the report and find out. Let me see if he's online. Let me just see if he's online. Boom, 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 boom. I'll show you how we do this. Where is Miller Moff? There he is. All right. He's also one of my really good friends, so just ignore. Just know it's just how bros talk. You know, bro talk. Bro talk. Oh, did I get any? Did I get any with my thing? No, I didn't. Yep. Yeah, I guess we got to go into low productivity mode. And what are you gonna do, Rob? Nobody has Dragothian's productivity. You know, it's pretty strange too. I'll be honest. Like when he first started streaming, I told everyone like, look, this is the guy. Like he's way smarter than Chisgul. You know, he has a full head of hair. You know, which is still better than Roni or whatever. And he's a pretty good player. He really is a good player. But all his streams now, it's like all these guys are doing this weird thing where they're taking shots but they're like they're putting ice in bourbon. Like who the fuck does this, right? Like, you know, that's like getting a steak and covering it with an A1 sauce. If the steak's not that good, then just don't eat it. You know, if you gotta drown it in A1 sauce, then it's not worth it. Go get something else, right? Like or you know, stop cooking because you obviously suck at making steak. Well, anyway, I see Dragothian pouring Jack Daniels over ice. Now, let me just tell you, let me just educate you for a minute here as to how Jack Daniels is formed. While you look at my city of my little man with the little flagpole penis thing. So Jack Daniels is chill filtered. This means they run it through all these filters. It takes out a huge amount of flavor, like 90% of the flavor, right? And this is just purely by chill filtering. But then bourbon does not come out at exactly 90 proof or 88 proof or 92 proof or whatever it is that you know Crack Daniels like uses. They have to water it down. It comes out of the barrel, you know, somewhere anywhere from like 110 to like 140 proof. And then what Jack does to get it down to their 90 proof level or whatever is they add water. Now water already dilutes it. So by the time you get Jack Daniels, you're getting essentially a product that's lost like 99% of its flavor, right? So then seeing someone pour it over ice to dilute it because they're such a little bitch that they can't handle flavored water. I don't know. It's hard to respect a guy like that. You know, the more I see it, the more I just wonder like, what went wrong? wrong in this person's life that they feel like, you know, I need to drink watered down Jack Daniels on a YouTube stream. I don't know. It's interesting anyway. But anyway, that's where the path I just kind of fell off with Jagotian. Like after that, I was like, you know what, I just can't trust a guy like that. You know, if you're gonna drink bourbon, one, it should be neat. If you are gonna add water, it should be because it's like a barrel proof or it's something that actually needs to open up. And then you need to add like 2 or 3 drops of water, not like a giant fucking ice cube, right? Like it's, I don't know. It's just, it's just mind-boggling to be honest. I mean, I'm looking right across now at my shelves of bourbon, which most of you have probably seen in the game by now. I just don't know. I don't know how you do it. So, on that very sad, disappointing note, I think it's time to go. Deuces, mooses. Until next time.